Good morning, everybody. I hope you guys are all doing well. I've got a cold. Fall is coming upon us. And I've got some things on my mind and on my heart that I want to share with you. And it's a little bit more of where I was a few years ago. You can't appreciate where I am today if you do not understand how painful the place I was before. And sharing my story, sharing my pain, sharing the truth will often draw you closer to saying yes. Yes to your life. Yes to your health. And yes to your future. So I'm going to put it out there a little bit more about me in hopes that I can get your attention, in hopes I can stir something up in you. So I've been doing some writing, and my story is I let myself go. Y'all can relate to that. I let myself go in a gym, in the fitness industry, and in the front of a church full of people committed to a better way of living. I let myself go in those places. I was powerless over food and guilty for picking food over my faith. I was full of shame, and I was desperate to hide in plain sight. The idea of showing up and letting myself be seen is impossible. And there's an awesome quote, "Courage is showing up and letting yourself be seen," by Brené Brown. And I love that quote because until you begin to make the changes with your food that lead to changes with your life, until you can get that whole process going, you will not show up to be seen. You know it and I know it. We do not show up to be seen. We hide in plain sight. That's my truth. So what happened? Well, I changed the food I was eating. I had become a more of a low-fat, high-carb American diet, but I had no control over that diet. So I just packed on the pounds because it created such an insulin response on a daily basis that I lived in fat storage mode. Also, another trademark of insulin out and in a high level is you're craving and you're hungry all the time. I had all of that going on. That was my body's response to the food I was eating. When I shifted over and went low carb, went back to whole foods, got the sugars and the starches out, a long, slow process began of coming out of this place of shame. Because I was picking foods over faith. I was picking foods over fitness. I was picking foods over living. Day in, day out, living in the shadows of shame in front of everybody. I was out of control, picking food over faith, day in, day out, living in the shadows of shame. I think those are the hardest words I've ever put on paper. They're in today's blog. That has shifted. And now I'm in a whole different place. The lights, the camera, it's all on. And I'm living out in plain view. And I have found my food. I have found my life again. And I am living. And I invite you to take that journey with me. I invite my sisters in the church to rise up and say yes to your life, to your health, and to your future. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing every day. I've come out of shame and picking my food over my faith to saying yes to living again, to saying yes to my health, to saying yes to my future. And all of that comes together under Find Your Food. And I've picked it up like a football, tucked it under my arm. And I am not only going to the end zone, but I am going to score. Because I'm not dropping the ball. I am not dropping the ball. So that's a little bit more of my story. And I hope you guys have a great day. Getting ready to go to church and hang out with those people of faith. And I'm going to be present. I'll talk to y'all later.